Okay, so I've been thinking, and I'm thinking we could make maybe some baked oatmeal. Then I could use a little bit of that applesauce. I can use up some blueberries. We do have oats, and then we have some good stuff for breakfast. And I was also thinking we could cook up some black beans in the Instant Pot just to have it, because I do want to make enchiladas and something else with beans, maybe the Mexican quinoa or something like that. Or I want to make like a pasta sauce with beans. I like to bulk it up with a little bit of beans. So I'm thinking we'll start off this project by making some baked oatmeal, and then, or we'll start by putting the beans in the Instant Pot and cooking those up because they take a long time. And in the meantime, we do make some baked oatmeal, and then we'll see. I do want to make enchiladas, so we'll see if I can put that together today as well. But we'll start that way, and then we'll see where we land. I have changed my mind 100% because I slept for like 4 hours, but I did cook the beans. So now I think I'm gonna make enchiladas, and that's it. Maybe broccoli pasta. I don't even remember what I thought I was going to make, but I think I'm gonna make enchiladas. So that's what we're gonna do now. This is what I'm gonna put in. Some mushrooms, garlic, onion started to sprout, some bell pepper, the black beans are in here, some jalapenos, and then some corn. And I'm gonna try to make as much as I can, and I'm gonna mince these really finely in this little thingy that I have, and then cook that on the stove and make the sauce and assemble it. That's the plan. When I cook, I wing most of what I do. I just I never really measure anything. I take the onion that I have. I normally buy very large onions, and with the garlic, like, okay, if they say 2 to 3, I'll take what I have. If they're small, they're small, but if they're bigger, they're bigger. And I like garlic. But with anything, like you saw me put the jalapenos in there, and I just like take what feels like a good amount. So I'm not really measuring things out, and I don't like being very meticulous when I cook. I just like to get a feel for it. And if you do taste what you're cooking, you can always adjust. Like it's really just like, how do you like your food? What I always do when I cook a new recipe that I have never cooked before, like something is very, very new to me, then I do follow the recipe to a T. Like, measure everything. I do everything. Okay, I'm lying. I do not measure like salt and pepper, because if you have been cooking for a long time, you have a feel for that. But I do follow everything to get an understanding of how the recipe works. But when I have cooked it for a long time, I just wing it and put whatever in. You learn what works and what doesn't work. So that's why you don't see me really measure things out. This recipe I have been cooking for quite a few times, or it's very similar to what I normally cook. Like the base is onions and whatever vegetables you put in, and then you just flavor it. So this is a recipe that I will just wing based on what I have. If I don't have so much mushrooms, okay, maybe I will fill it out more with like more black beans, or if I have something else I want to put in there that I think will do well. I think in the past I have put zucchini in there, for example, just to fill it out. I could imagine, I didn't do it this time, but I could have put like carrots or something. I don't think the flavor of the carrots would have come out, but it would have made this bulkier and everything. I think that would have worked. Could probably put sweet potatoes in here, and that would taste really good. So you can just put whatever you have. It's not that big of a deal at all. And here I'm so happy that I have these black beans that I cook them myself. Normally I buy them in these Tetra packs, and they are not pricey, but it becomes kind of pricey when you cook with a lot of beans and stuff, and because you need to use a lot to get a dish out of it. And me and my sister, we do like to calculate things, and we did a price comparison on the buying these pre-cooked ones and buying dry beans and cooking them yourself. I think we calculated with also with electricity and all that, a little bit of wear and tear, and I think it was 40% of the price. Like it was, I remember it was more than half the cost of cooking them yourself. And that is extremely good. And not only that, you also know what goes in them. Here in Sweden, where we live, they are not allowed to put a lot of weird stuff in the food, a lot of additives and yeah, weird stuff. We have very clean food, but still, you don't really know what goes in it. And when you cook them yourself, you really know what you have in your food. So that's something I think is very good. And it's also convenient to store a lot of dry goods. Like they don't take up so much space as when they are cooked. But like on this day, I did pre-cook the beans because it does take some time. And a plus of like buying already pre-cooked is the convenience. But if you bulk prep for yourself and store it in the freezer, you have a cheap, good product that you can just easily put in your food and what you're cooking. And now we're gonna start making the sauce. And here I'm just making a single. I did end up doubling the recipe for the enchilada sauce, but what I'm measuring out here is just a single well, not serving, but one single recipe. So the first thing was chili powder, and now I'm putting in cumin. This I am measuring out because I am not sure of the ratio. The first was tablespoons, and now I'm working with teaspoons. This is garlic powder, and I think it was a quarter or half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And the first was tablespoons, 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder. And then we're also putting paprika powder, and that was a quarter of a teaspoon as well. And then it's some oregano. That's what's coming up here. And this I'm not measuring because it was a quarter of a teaspoon. That's so little. Like I don't want to get it in the little measuring cup, so or it's hard to get it in there. And that is some nutmeg that I have pre-shredded nutmeg. It's a massive difference if you shred or like grate your own with the microplane or something. The flavor is very different from the dry. But I was so tired this day and I didn't feel like doing all of that. And this is just some black pepper that I'm putting in my pre-measured spice bowl here. The reason you do that is because you're heating up oil and flour, and later on I read in the recipe that you're supposed to put all the spices in with the flour and the oil. But I'm used to making a roux. It's like oil and flour that you cook, and you want to cook and make sure the flour browns a little bit to get the flour taste out of there. So I think that's what I did. And then I remembered like, hey, I'm supposed to cook the spices too. But you do want to pre-measure out your spices because everything happens really fast when you're cooking with this hot oil. So you don't have the time to measure everything out because you can burn it, because you need to stir it, as you will see. So here I'm just putting 3 tablespoons of oil. This might have been 6. I don't remember when I remembered that I needed to make a double batch. If this is 3, this is just one single batch. But it's not, it's 6. So this is the double batch. So as you see, I'm just putting it all in there, and I will stir it all together and start cooking it. And I didn't brown the flour that much, but I did stir it out before. Here in Sweden, I've been looking into it, but you can't really find pre-cooked enchilada sauce in the store. Like, we don't have that. Enchiladas is not a very typical dish that is eaten here. I've never seen it in a restaurant. Okay, if you would go to a Mexican restaurant, maybe you will find it. But like at a lunch restaurant or something, never seen that. We have something that is called like Taco Friday. That's what we've been doing for 20 years. But that's basically just nacho chips, and not the really good one. It's a weird, it's very different from like real nacho chips. And then we have tortillas, and we just put normally minced meat and some vegetables in there and cheese, and with some taco sauce and sour cream, whatever. And that's our like Taco Friday. So like enchiladas is not something that you really see here. Now you have seen me put in 1/2 cup of water out of 2, and you see how the flour reacts real quick and it becomes like very, very thick. And what you see me put in here is broth, and I have used a vegetarian fake chicken broth. And you will see how quick the sauce thickens up. You saw that big mass of spices and flour and how watery this was, but see how thick and nice and shiny the sauce is. It's really, really beautiful. I haven't made this sauce many times, but since I started making enchiladas, I have, and I find it's a very simple recipe. It's very easy to make this sauce, and it's very tasty. So I recommend trying it if you can't get a hold of the. I've never cooked with the pre-cooked enchilada sauce, and so I don't really know how they taste, but um, this tastes really good. So and it's simple to make. I did make a double batch, and I ended up not using everything, so I have experimented by freezing the leftover sauce. So I will see if I or how it turns out when I cook something with that. But I find that if you're gonna go through the effort of making the sauce, just make a double batch. And the same goes with enchiladas. If you're making them, don't just make one batch. Since you're going through all the trouble, you're going to dirty up your kitchen and do all of that, you might as well do a double batch. I don't since I don't have any space in the freezer, I've never frozen them, but I've heard that they freeze up really, really well. So if you do have space in your freezer, I would just wrap them up really good and put them in a pan, or maybe even individually wrap them, whatever you think is good. And then I would freeze them, let them thaw a little bit, then sprinkle some cheese on and cook them. I think that would be really, really good. I've frozen burritos and they turn out really, really good. I never thought they would freeze so well as they did, but they really, really did. So I think this would freeze up super well too. Yeah, it's very good. Need something. I'm gonna think of that. I have been thinking, and I think it really just needs the bread and the cheese. It's a little powerful, but the cheese and the bread will take that down. So I'm just gonna assemble this and then we'll see. Okay, so these are extra spices because I was running out as I was making the enchilada sauce. I'm just gonna put those up. And then I did pull these the freezer, but it's just 4. So Jay went and got some more, 3 packs. He happened to buy the medium size, which is, they're a little bit smaller, but I guess I'll just have to put them in the form in a different way. So it will make more. So I'm just gonna see, and I had this one. So I'm just gonna start, I'm gonna clean up here a little bit and I'm gonna start putting it all together and we'll see how much we'll get. It is very scary to work with enchilada sauce and a sweater of this color, but I'm feeling brave today. Probably shouldn't feel brave. So I'm gonna make a small little dish. Your time, gubben. I'm trying not to overfill them, which is not an easy task. Hey, Bobby, I did make your food. Eat your food. Nej. Maten är inte klar. Oh, I thought I just had 4 of these, but I have 5. I don't think I overfilled that one. I don't know. Här är godis. This is not dog food. No. You don't like this. Do you think I could squeeze in a 5th? Let's try. I thought I made a lot of filling, but I've already used half. Maybe I'm too generous with the filling. Oh my god, I forgot to put cheese in these. Okay, we'll just have to put a lot of cheese on top. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, it's the best part. Träffar det. Nej, gubben. Inte klart än. The fruge. Okay, we will try cheeseless enchiladas. What? Look at that. How can that one all of a sudden be shorter? You saw me open this whole package. What happened there? It's a circle. I cannot turn it any other way. That's super weird. Maybe it was just a small one. That's weird. We'll see how this one. Maybe it's the way I laid it down or something. I don't know. Overfill that one again. The little sounds that you hear in the background is my dog eating. He's very happy with his food, so he pushes the bowl around, and that can make a lot of noise. But it's just him happily eating in the background. I'll get the last one in there. And I don't have that much filling left now. I thought I would, but I don't. I do have sauce. I am going to fry up this lonely tortilla. It has filling and cheese in there, and Jay can eat that. And I just have this much cheese left. I want to just put it on there to get rid of this bag. I probably shouldn't, but I will. I'm gonna put cheese there. I like cheese. These ones didn't have any cheese in them, so you will get the cheese on top. There. The filling is okay warm. I just want to warm up this tortilla because it's not, it was cold. And this sauce that's left, I think I'm going to try to see if I can freeze it, because I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to put it in a jar because I'm not going to use it in the near future here. So I'm going to see if I can freeze that in a bag. Since I don't have any space in my freezer, I want to put it in a bag because that way I can freeze it flat and it takes up less space. Whoa! Don't want that falling on the floor. Boy. That could have been a disaster. I messed up the bag a little bit, but at least I didn't get it on the floor. I'm just pushing out as much air as I can, and I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to leave it here to... Oh, I messed it up. Yeah. These counters stain so easy if you don't clean up right away. But I'm just going to lay this here flat to cool off even more in before I put it in the freezer. And also the rest of the black beans I will also put in a Ziploc bag and freeze. Look, the cheese is melting. It's really nice. I'm gonna get these 1 liter bags to put up the beans in, because I probably don't want that much. They're packaged like little portions here. There was some liquid in the bottom. The oven is also ready, so I can put these in. Oh, and they fit perfectly in there. Use this too. I am so messy today. There. But that was really small compared to this. I didn't even tie that properly. There, I want the other side to look like that too. These are so cool. I'm gonna put them in the freezer. Oh. It looks like the other side is good. Oh no. Here. Jay will eat this. I'm gonna take a bite out of it just to taste it. And then I will show you when the enchiladas come out of the oven. And maybe I'll make a little salad to go with that. So I am going to take a chance on these avocados that I found in the fridge. You know how scary it is with avocados because you never know what you get. This looks good. I just hope it's not. Hey, maybe we're in luck today. I have not emptied out the dishwasher, so oof, this one is perfect. Little bit on the hard side, but it will do. Let's see if that was the best one. This will, I feel it already, it's a little bit too hard. It might work. No, it's like, I will make it work, but it's a little bit hard. See how it's like, when I push on it, some like liquid comes out, then you for sure know it's too hard. But I'm going to be stubborn and continue with this one that's even harder, because that's a great idea. I can tell this one is even. Yeah. But I have worked with worse, so I am not complaining. And I'm just gonna put some lime juice, salt, and pepper on these. And then I have some tomatoes, some lettuce, and cucumber. And I want to make a little salad that I want to put on top, because I really crave like a fresh salad with this. This is just lime juice. I put a lot because I don't think you can put too much. Salt and pepper. And I think it's always better when you have a lot of salt. And pepper. And I'm gonna have Jay mash this up for me because that's very boring. And get all of this and then rinse everything. I haven't had iceberg lettuce in forever. What's up, Lettuce? Are you waiting for some food? There is no food, Papa. There's no foodies. I don't think Jay will eat this, so I'm just gonna wash up all of this. So, the enchiladas are looking amazing. I think we need to take them out. At least this one. It was very hard to do this with one hand. Yeah. take it, even though I feel like that one should be in a little longer. Then we're just gonna wait for this to cool and plate it. Maybe I will just go with 1 tomato. Cut tomatoes, I always cut out where the stem has been, like this part you see they cut out. Some people don't do that, and it's really scary in a salad when you find that piece, because it's hard and chewy and like it's not supposed to be there. So I don't know how you all do it, but if you're serving someone else, do what you want at your own house. But if you're serving someone else, people might have an issue with that. These tomatoes are so pale, but it's what we have. They're really expensive too. But there, we are done with a simple salad. This bowl is way too small. Okay, I'll just grab what I want when I eat it. Well, here's everything, and we will now eat. And I'm sure it's gonna taste great. That was it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.